people? Welcome back to Pop Cult Net. Today, I am talking with my good best friend Timothy Jackson about the new release album from Tyler the Creator, Igor. His fifth album. He's past a senior now, so it's a pretty big deal. And we're going to talk about the growth of Tyler the Creator as an artist, the album Igor, and so much more in the episode to come. But in case you guys didn't know, Tim is a longtime childhood friend of mine, and we love hip hop and we love music, and we've been waiting to do this for a long time. So, what's going on, Tim?
What up, bro?
What we got going on today?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to dig deep in this. I'm excited. Tyler the Creator is definitely a great artist. A huge influence over hip hop in general. I don't know, man. I'm excited. How do you feel about this album so far, though?
I was pretty stoked about it when I first heard about it, and he did like a sneaky release on this album. Like, it kind of caught me off guard. It wasn't like a big build up towards the album. He kind of just dropped it silently overnight, and it just took over the world. People are calling this the best heartbreak or breakup album of the decade. That's pretty
hmm
huge. That's being compared to 808s and Heartbreaks from the last decade. So that's pretty huge for
Yeah,
Tyler, and that shows his growth as an artist from when he first debuted. And speaking of when he first debuted, I think we got into Tyler Creator around the same year or around the same time. What was your initial thoughts of Tyler as an artist when you first heard him in Odd Future?
to be honest, like my first time hearing Tyler like spit, me personally, I think when I first listened to like his earlier music or him in general, I think of like old school hip hop. To be honest, like the way his style is, the way his delivery is really like him, but old school. And I honestly feel like if you listen to like his earlier music, I feel like that right there allows him to rap on any type of beat. And I honestly feel like if you when you listen to his earlier music and his music now, I feel like that carries on from him being such a great artist and the way like that old school hip hop feels. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like a lot of artists still have that type of flavor, that type of style that he brings. To be honest,
Yeah, I feel like it's very unique, just like you said. I feel like it's a cross between, and this album shows it. I feel like it's a cross between Kanye West and Pharrell Williams, and I feel like it's a little bit of
I
like
agree with that one hundred
grunginess
percent.
and some like a rock and roll type fuck you
Yeah,
type shit in there. But I honestly do see the growth of Tyler with this album. When I first was introduced to Tyler, I thought he was just a weird ass dude. Like I just remember watching a video for Yonkers and I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit talking about? And it wasn't the music. It was more like it was just never seen before. It was kind of like
right,
remind me of like some Ozzy Osbourne biting a bat's head off type shit. Like it was just
right,
like grungy and him throwing up and the roach going in his nose and the visuals are really simple but kind of like what is going on?
right.
And me being a fan of the skateboarder community and Tony Hawk and all that stuff, I thought the song was hard, but I just
Right.
thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, is this guy a one hit wonder? It's just like it's just gonna pass. It's a phase, but it stuck around. And um, after that, I kind of got introduced to Odd Future, and
Right.
I didn't think that he was the best artist in the group at that time.
Really?
I was a big Earl Sweatshirt fan. I like Domo
Okay.
Genesis a lot more,
Right.
and I wasn't really huge on Tyler, so I thought I knew that he was the leader of the group, but I wasn't a huge fan of his at the beginning. But long story short, Flower Boy dropped, and that album has to be his best body of work so far. I fucking love that album. I think I played it the most out of all the albums from last year, and I was just obsessed with it. And to hear that a lot of other people enjoyed it just as much as me really was good to hear. Because I'm not trying to say that Tyler's rapping isn't his strong point, but when he harmonizes and when he makes like simple songs as far as like melodies and
Mhm.
he showcases his piano skills and his beat making ability, it really shines in like
Oh yeah.
albums like Flower Boy and Igor. It shows him as a artist.
Right.
And I just watched this video on YouTube talking about Igor, and his producer said when he first watched it, well, the instructions to watch Igor was to not be disturbed, lock your door, listen to it 40 minutes straight through.
Mm-hmm.
And his producer said when he did that, this album felt like an abstract painting. And that is exactly
Yeah.
how this shit felt. It felt like I was in an art gallery, or it felt like I was like riding a bike through, like a huge city or something like that. It just didn't feel like a typical rap album. It felt like something much more with this album. What was your thoughts on Igor? Your initial thoughts on it?
My initial thoughts, man. I don't even know if I had any like initial thoughts because it was just vibey. You know what I mean? From the moment, from even track one to track two, track three, it's almost just like you say. As soon as you press play, you can pretty much listen to it like a through and through type tape, and then pretty much pick out your favorites and all of that good stuff. But you know, from the moment like I first heard it, instantly, as soon as I got to my car, I had to go ahead and download it on the iTunes, play it all the way home, play the next day and the next day and the next day. I'm like, it's one of them things where it pretty much just it just catches you. You know what I mean? It's like you just can't stop it. You want more, and then you know how that goes. When you find that those few songs, you're just gonna play them religiously. And yeah, like this, like the last album of Flower Boy, it did the same thing to me with that track with him and Kaliushis. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
I think that right there is what definitely grasped me to his last album was that type of feel. I definitely believe that I personally believe that a lot of people like his last album a lot more because it's easy on the ears, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
his earlier projects were a little bit, like you said, grunge style rock, but he still showcases producing skills a lot, and you can still hear that early Pharrell, influence in his earlier music as well as these projects as well. But yeah, like Flower Boy and this one, like you can definitely see a huge growth. Even his subject matter, he talks about a lot of different stuff. I feel like it's a lot more open, and like a lot of the stuff that's in his past, he pretty much put to rest. And it's good to see that. You know what I mean? It's really good to see like artists grow. I would definitely want to talk to like people that has been rocking with him since day one because of the music has changed so much. I wonder what like the day one fans, you know what I mean, how they feel about it, from like his earlier mixtapes until now because I feel like sometimes, like when an artist change too much, it's kind of like that whole Wiz Khalifa deal. Wiz Khalifa was big once upon a time, like huge. You know what I mean? We was playing projects after projects, and then at some point we kind of just like stopped listening, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like okay, Wiz dropped something, but like it's like, it's not that same type of feel. So I
Hmm.
wonder if people feel the same about Tyler. Even though me personally, I feel like his music has evolved. I wonder if other people feel the same way.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I almost forgot to bring that up. Like the back to the growth of Tyler the Creator from the day one fans. And I wouldn't say that I'm a day one fan. I kind of got on the bandwagon after Yonkers. A few like mixtapes came out with him and Left Brain, which got me into being a Tyler the Creator fan. But like me personally, just like you said, I love to see artists growing as artists and not just staying in
Right.
that one genre of music and experimenting with stuff, and just showing their growth as far as like like they're not 17 years old anymore.
Correct.
Tyler's in this age where I wouldn't say he's ready to settle down, but he's been through stuff. Like he's been through relationships, which this album shows. He's been through
Hmm.
heartbreak. He's been through challenges, and he's learned so many ways to make a song, from when he first came out. And I love to see stuff like that. And just like you said, I'm curious to see how, or I'm curious to know how day one Odd Future fans feel about,
Right.
seeing Tyler raging on stage and, like breaking shit and saying like crazy ass shit and doing like
Hmm.
trolling stuff
Hmm.
to a more grown, I wouldn't say grown and sexy, I would say like a more honed, like he knows who he is, he's not scared to put it
Right.
out
Right.
type of fan. And being an artist like that, I know you lose fans along the way
Oh yeah.
who say you sold out and now you're doing this. And I don't even feel like this is an album to sell out. other than Earthquake, I don't know what song would be played on the radio. So I wouldn't even say this is selling out. I would just say this is him comfortably dropping something that he's proud of,
Right.
and to showcase it to the world, and just be like,
Right.
this is the. I wouldn't say this is the new me because we saw the transition into
Oh yeah,
Igor,
absolutely,
but
absolutely. Even on Cherry Bomb, you can still hear some of the tracks where it has a different feel to it. I kind of feel like Cherry Bomb was that him on the not necessarily him on the line, but you can see if you listen to Cherry Bomb, you can see the cherry bomb like you can see like the transition from like the old him to the new him. It's almost like he's hitting puberty kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm growing up, I'm more aware now. I
mhm.
could do this is what I like to do, but I think I like to do this more, and that this more is the this album and Flower Boy, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like from there you can see the transition about to
Exactly.
happen.
Exactly. Like you can see that, you know what I mean? And I like I said, like I personally like it, but you know how people are. Some people are like, oh, I've been a day one fan and it's just changed so much. I don't like
Yeah,
it
and
more.
I
Blah blah.
sympathize with those people. Like,
Yeah, me too. I can't get mad. I can't get
but I
mad.
feel like he still catered to those fans with his song "New Magic Wand." Like, if you still want
Yeah,
to hear some like grungy rapping
right,
shit, he has spurts throughout the album for those fans, but it's not
right,
like suffocating the album.
right.
And yeah, I wanted to ask you, do you feel like our future breaking up helped him grow, or do you think like this change was bound to happen with Tyler as an
Ooh,
artist?
that's tricky.
That's tough, right? I was
Well,
thinking about that the
I
other
would.
day.
Yeah, like I mean, like he still keep his boys around. You know what I mean? Because like I mean, he still has them. Representing, especially like him and Frank. You know what I mean? They're still doing their thing and stuff like that. I think that's a tricky one, man. That's very very tricky. I think that he. I don't know, man. That's hard to
That's tough.
say. I would like to say that if our future was still together, um, I take that back. Maybe our future needed to dismantled so he could be an individual. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like everybody was individual, you know what I mean, still, but maybe this one of them things like how with Destiny's Child, like maybe Beyonce wouldn't be Beyonce if she didn't go solo. Maybe
Right.
Justin Timberlake wouldn't be Justin Timberlake if
Exactly.
he didn't go solo. So
That's what I was
maybe,
getting at.
yeah, maybe this is one of them things to where everybody's growing in different directions. Everybody's growing up. Everybody wants to do different things. So we probably all need uh our own identity. So we're just gonna dismantle the group and do our own thing. And I feel like even now, I know you said Earl, you feel like Earl Sweatshirt was probably one of the best artists in our future. And to be honest, if I had a tier ranking, me personally, from the time I started listening to them, I would definitely say Tyler, Earl, and then maybe Dom and everybody else that fell up under when it comes to like bars. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I will never ever disrespect Earl Sweatshirt because I really feel like him and Tyler can go back and forth on any track. And like you can listen to both of them, and they'll both make you shake your head, like bro, like I don't know who got this. To be honest, both of
Yeah.
them really, really great
The
artists, really, really great artists, and it's good to see Earl still doing his thing as well.
the best test for that is back on the Wolf album. That song, Rusty.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes, bro. I was
god,
listening to
bro.
that today, and I was
Jesus
just shaking my
Christ.
head
I
back and
I
forth,
really can't tell who had the best verse, and I don't think it's
bro.
they don't go into it trying to be like we want y'all to decide. They're trying to put their best out, and that's exactly what they did. And for you to say one is better than the other, congrats to
It's
y'all. I really can't call it on that one.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I agree,
Rusty.
man.
Jesus Christ, bro.
It's
That is a
That's difficult. Like,
that song
how
is
do you
tough.
have? It's just like the general having somebody up underneath him just as strong. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's like fighting two bosses. Like, what? Both of
yeah,
y'all got bars, and it's like they're saying stuff that you would never think of off the wall. It's like, you know what I mean? This is your right hand right here. Y'all going back and forth, man. The chemistry is perfect. You know what I mean? And I feel like that, as an Odd Future fan, it's like it sucks to see that Odd Future is, no more, but at the same time, like it was good while it lasted. You know what I mean? We
yeah,
have those collaborations and those classics that we can always go back and listen to and vibe out to and stuff like that.
yeah. And props to him for staying afloat with the group,
Oh
breaking
yeah.
up, and still being able to
Oh,
handle his own and become a grown man. That's exactly what
Oh
he
yeah.
he did.
Oh yeah.
Uh, let's get back to the Igor album. As far as tracks, we haven't really talked about any tracks yet. What were some of your standout tracks? I feel like we have a lot of the same taste, but maybe we have some different favorites on this album.
Let me see. Give me 1 second. So everybody loves Earthquake. I feel like that's a given. Like, you know what I mean? Track two, as soon as it comes
It's so
on,
hard to get past that track.
exactly.
It's
It's
so hard
like
to get past it.
that's the first thing you get out the gate. Like, how do you
I
move
feel like
past that?
I feel like every listen of his album, I feel like I get towards like maybe like What's Good or Puppet, and then I start it over. Like I like the bottom tracks, but it's so hard for me to like get to those because you can't really
Yeah,
skip a song. Like you
bro.
listen to it straight through, and by the time you get to the bottom, it's like been 30 minutes, and you get on with your day. So it's
Exactly.
pretty tough.
And then of course you want to replay your favorites over and over. 100%. Like I said, Earthquake. I think I love Boy as a Gun. Um, I like Pneumatic Wine. I'm a huge fan of the grunge scene, 100%. So like that's what I'm saying. Like old Tyler to me, even though I wouldn't say I caught on late, but like the raw grunge Tyler, I miss like that whole side. But I still love the fact that he, like you said, he still puts those little tracks out there
Hmm.
for the people that love that type of music. And like me, I'm a fan of it, so it's like, why not? Those are the type of stuff. So when you go to the show, it's like, open up the center, we about to mosh. You
Yeah,
feel me?
for
Like
old time sakes.
I love that. I love that. It gets me excited thinking about it. But my favorite tracks is definitely Earthquake. I think New Magic Wine, and probably A Boy Is a Gun. A Boy Is a Gun as well. I love like the whole project though, but usually I have to put those on repeat at least like two times, like back to back. I have to. I have to.
Okay, we share the same favorites, but let's dig deep into Earthquake real quick,
Hmm.
bruh. What did you think about that Playboy Cardi feature?
I love the Playboy Cardi feature,
That,
bro.
bro.
I love it because you gotta like. I don't know if people know, but for example, like Tyler the Creator and ASAP Rocky's like their bond, their friendship. It's like you don't get to see it like often to where you got somebody like ASAP Rocky, somebody let's say like the cool guy versus Tyler, the rap rock, the punk rap rock kind of guy, just to himself, chilling, doing all kind of crazy stuff, mixing up with ASAP Rocky. That friendship, I guarantee you, like off cameras, is bananas. Like
Hmm.
I can only imagine what it's like to have those two energies together. You know what I mean? And like, I don't think that the whole point of me saying that was to say like, I don't think that him and Cardi's energy is that far off as well. Like, I feel like they make great
Yeah,
chemistry.
it's kind of like you
And
make friends with somebody, then they got a friend, you like bring him along, and like you just create, the
exactly,
Triforce.
it's like, yo,
It
this
just
guy is
fits.
dope. I like this
Like if
guy.
he
You
fuck with
feel
you,
me?
I'll fuck with you, and that's exactly what I
Yeah,
feel like.
yeah. It is, and it's like Cardi's popping, and I love the way he even came on that track. That whole approach is very, very boppy because you want to say like no matter what, even if you were out at the bar, the club, or whatever, Cardi's part catches your ear. You know what I mean? And it's really, really wavy. You know what I mean? You know what
Yeah, and that's something about
I
his
mean?
style.
It's like,
Like his style is like it's not. I wouldn't say it's not lyrical because he's writing lyrics and put it together. It all makes sense, but it's just like I forget who said it, but in this song, Tyler used Playboy Cardi's voice as an instrument. Like it just
yeah,
blended into the beat, and it's
yeah.
kind of like you said, it's like a bop, it's like a wave, it's like I don't even care what he's saying, but that shit is fire. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's just like it's incredible, and I was like surprised that he was on it, but at the same time, when you said linking Tyler to ASAP, it's kind of or to Rocky, it kind of made sense. So I was like, wow, I'm glad that they fuck with each other.
Oh
And
yeah, absolutely.
it took me till today. I was in denial that it was Tyler singing on the chorus, but it really was really him. I think he
Oh,
like,
it is. I did
yeah,
not know
he
that,
he changed
and
the
that makes
pitch.
that makes me so much
Yeah,
happier. That makes me so
hmm
much happier.
yeah. I guess he changed the pitch up and added some shit to it. But I just found out that Charlie Wilson is on the second chorus when he dives in like a more deeper voice.
Yes, bro.
Charlie fucking Wilson.
I honestly, when I heard, cause like you can hear it, and
Mm-hmm.
when I heard it, I was like, that reminds me of Charlie. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's him because Tyler's producing skills, whoever's engineering them and coming up with all of this, they are very a talented bunch of people, 100%. And like when I heard that, I was like, that kind of sounds like, you know what I'm saying, Charlie. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't look into the details that I should have. Like that even makes, that's what I'm saying. Like it makes this project even more greater than what it is when you find out who's on the track, how much work they actually put into it. When like, you know, what, 2009, 2010, 2011, I would never imagine that Tyler would have Charlie
That's a wild,
on
right?
any, you know what I mean? Like
That's
you would actually, you
wild.
would tell one of his fans that they'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
but that just shows you like
growth.
why, you know, Kanye likes him the way he does. It's like, you know, not only is he such a talented rapper, but his ability to produce music. You know what I mean? This is music,
Yeah,
great music.
for sure. Um, the next track, which is another one of my favorites, that I think that
Mm.
transition from the end of that to I
Yeah.
think, holy shit, that shit
Yes,
is
sir.
fire,
Yes,
and
sir.
I love that song because it reminds me so much of Kanye West, and
Hmm.
not just Kanye West, but a specific track, Stronger.
Mm.
That beginning flow Tyler threw out there is so much Kanye West, and
Oh
this
yeah.
track is so Kanye West influenced that it's just so incredible that he shows his love for Kanye on this, and
Oh
Kanye's
yeah.
even on the
Absolutely.
album, so I can only imagine how Kanye felt when he heard this track, and for him to add Solange was on there, for him to add Solange on there was pretty dope,
Oh
and
yeah.
I absolutely love that song, and just like you said, I think you said your second favorite song was New Magic Wand, right? Or
Yeah.
Boy Is a Gun, I forget.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Both.
it's no specific
Uh,
order. It's no specific order.
and let's hop into a Boy Is a Gun and the melodies, bro. The
Oh
melodies.
my god.
Jesus Christ, bro. Like that track is fire. How many times have you listened to that so far?
Bro, I was about to say I don't even know how many times I've had that on repeat. To be honest, like I said, as soon as I get in the car, you already know it's these certain tracks we have to play. It's like a ritual. You have to
Mhm.
play this, and you have to play that, and you have to play it. Like you have to play it. If you don't play it, I don't know. Like I don't know how you can listen to this project and not play it. To be honest.
Yeah, and that's another Kanye West influence song when he was like, "You so motherfucking dangerous." You so
Yes.
That's super Kanye, and I don't know who's on the chorus. It's some guy named Refrain.
Right.
Never heard of him. Sounds pretty dope. So I'm gonna do my research on him as well. But so many more features on here. We got Santi Gold. We got Jesse Wilson,
Hmm.
Kanye West, Pharrell, Solange, like I said, Playboy Cardi, and this comedian named Gerard Carmichael that's doing the skits. So the
Hmm.
collaboration of this, and there's a lot of other people on the album. I'm leaving a couple out, but it's pretty dope that they all fuck with Tyler and
Oh yeah.
like did this. But with all that being said, what we're in what May right now, going into June. Some summer albums to debut, some fall, some winter. But as far as everything that came out first and second quarter of 2019, would you say this is the best album of 2019 so far?
Absolutely. Me. I'm gonna keep it. I'm speaking from a bias perspective. I haven't heard. Well, Schoolboy Q dropped.
As far as you heard, I would say as far
As
as you
far
heard.
as I heard, best body of work. Yes, I would say
Cause
yes.
it's so I feel like
I would say yes.
when you say stuff like that, people always be like, oh, you haven't heard this or you haven't heard that.
Exactly.
But as
Exactly.
far as like the
Exactly.
main, I wouldn't say mainstream, but as far as like popular albums,
Big artists and stuff like that
uh,
that's dropped.
I would say yes as well. I'm sure there's a few artists that will creep into it throughout the year that we haven't heard of yet or haven't discovered yet. But I will honestly say that this is the best body of work that I heard
I
so
agree.
far. Haven't really skipped that many tracks. Maybe like went to my favorites, but haven't skipped through a track that many times on this. And I absolutely love this album. And I can't wait to see if he goes on tour. And I love the theme that he has with all the like retro looking guys with the
Yeah.
wigs on. That's pretty dope. I'm pretty sure he has some super sick set pieces as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes from here.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Tyler will be around in 10 years?
Absolutely. I mean, he's already been in the game about 10 years already. If he decides to quit rapping or to stop rapping, to slow down rapping, he can always produce beats because I mean his skills, like he has skills beyond the mic. So I definitely see him doing some producing or making some beats for people or probably just doing features. I know you say you're looking for the tour. I want to say yesterday or not too long ago, he actually did a concert, or not a little. He did a small concert, I believe in L.A. And it was like a whole secret, and they got footage and stuff like that. And he's dressed up and stuff. And like I seen some footage, and it looks like it was super lit. It really looks
Yeah, I'm gonna
lit.
have to go look that up on YouTube or something for sure.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty fun. And one of my homegirls, she said she already bought her ticket for Camp Vlog
Mhm.
and all. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So
I want to
they're
go to that. I
tickets.
love how they do the little carnival theme. That's pretty sick,
Yeah.
and I love how they're keeping it up.
Yep. They
But
got tickets on sale right now.
well, yeah, just like you said about being around in 10 years, I definitely see him being around 10 years because we still see Kanye, we
Oh
still
yeah.
see Pharrell, and we still see Timberland. I feel like when you have that beat making ability, and you have a good ear for sound, there's no freaking time length for your career. Like you're pretty much
Right, right,
immortal.
right, right. Right.
You're immortal in the music business. Like somebody's always gonna be like, "Can you make one of those beats like you used to make?" Or
Yep.
somebody's gonna re-envision themselves as you, kind of like how what's or Travis Scott kind of is the new Kid Cudi. It's kind of like
Right.
somebody's gonna replicate exactly what you're doing,
Right.
and and ask you for guidance along the way. So we're definitely gonna see Tyler around for years to come, God willing. But
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, this has been fun, man. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had a good time.
I guess we'll wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. This was me and my homie, one of my best friends, Timothy Jackson. We're gonna try to keep this up with some more popular albums. We have the same taste in music. We may disagree to disagree or agree to disagree sometimes, but we're gonna start doing this as far as like albums and some other pop culture stuff. So be on the lookout. I would love to hear what you guys thought about the album. So please reach out to me on Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, at PopCodeNet. And also, please let me know what you guys thought about the album. And make sure you check out the YouTube channel as well, PopCodeNet. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Peace.